Ladies and gentlemen, to round 15 of the RLH Season 4 Championship. Today you join us at the Suzuka Circuit in Japan for what should be an excellent race. We've got 15 drivers on left, Nick of course reserving for us tonight. We're going to get the best tyres up and let's get straight into it. Okay, this track, the number of laps we'll have tonight is 53 with the circuit length being, well, not 53, 27, with the circuit length being 5.8 kilometers, thus a race distance of roughly 154.5 kilometers. The lap record here held by Kimi Räikkönen, which is 131.5. The elevation around this track, there's only a difference of 40 meters, the lowest point being between turns 1 and 2 and the highest point being just after turn 14. Anyway, let's get straight into the session. This is Hushrab leaving his pit box now, and I'm looking forward to this. We've got all their setups ready. Will it be a wet race is the question. A couple drivers going out on the mediums like Hushrab for instance. Who's out on track ahead? So this is Lewis 11004 going through Degner's, but there's Leland in front of him. Oh, was that Lewis off the track already? Oh no, he's just warming up his tyres. I was going to say that was a pretty early accident. We're going through the hairpin now then with Zealand, and we'll ride on board with him for his hot lap. He's going to be starting on the medium tyres, so that's an interesting strategy call. And also, we will be looking out for strategy this evening. I'm feeling pretty lively today, so it should be quite good. In fact, oh my god, it's either me or Zealand that is lagging very badly, because he appears to be in the barrier. He's just tried to warm up his tyres a bit too much. And I think, yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. We'll go to Lewis then and see if we're having the same kind of Wi-Fi issues. It looks like he's backing off just to try and avoid any desync that might occur due to oh, he's kind of taken out the bollard there. A bit of oversteer, and that's going to, oh no, he's spun it around, and that's going to ruin his race. That's the Sauber then will ride on board through turn 1, going wide. Oh, Zealand's left the session, he's disconnected. But bringing Vidinho coming out of turn 2 then, before running all the way up towards turn 3. He's on his lap, but we'll ride on board with him anyway. Up the S's to turns 4, 5, and 6. And the Dunlop corner of turn 7, very long and hard to get the perfect line. So we'll watch him do that now. The Dunlop corner turns into the Degner curves just here. Heavy braking for the first Degner. Well, not that heavy, but for the second Degner, definitely heavier. Bit of the front there, lock up, managed nicely. Then we've got the right-hand kink of turn 10, which flows into the hairpin of turn 11. Important to try and maximise your speed out of here by maximising your apex. Then we're going to move on towards turn 12, this flat-out right-hander, which leads into the smooth curves of turn 13 and 14. This is where we saw Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel have a bit of an incident in a real-life Formula 1 last season. And then we're going to open it up all the way downhill along the straight, which leads towards turn number 15, which is 130 off, very famous, completely flat out unless you're lifting off because it's only an out lap. Then heavy braking into the chicane of turns 16 and 17, trying to maximise the speed out of here onto the straight, out of turn 18 and across the line to start a lap. Now let me get my stream up somewhere and I can have a look at this comment. Prince Killer then setting the fast lap with a 128.7. Lewis has been disqualified, which is not good news for him, as so does Nick nearly get disqualified. It's not been the greatest start to a session. We've only got 14 drivers left in the qualifying session. Zealand is back in the session, but he's had some Wi-Fi issues. It looks like 127.5 from Yompa. He's got the pace. He's currently around 88th in the world around this track on time trial. And look at that, he's miles ahead of Samu, Prince Killer and Spag, and he's on the soft tyres. So of course he's going to be one to watch throughout the course of this session, which should be a good one. The Suzuka circuit, favourite among some drivers, I know that much. I know Spaghetti Chips, or LR Spag as he now is, does love a bit of the old Suzuka. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to try and get this stream up on my iPad, but my Wi-Fi is being a bit of a dick. So, let's see if we can have a look at the stream. And I'll have this comment up. Yes, yeah, I know how it is, Lewis. This game, just hopefully it's fixed at F1 2019. I've heard rumours that the pad is going to be OP on F1 2019 compared to the wheel. I mean, how hard can it be just to make them even in a game? I mean, seriously, Codemasters. Come on, you know you can do better. And anyway, this is the penultimate round of the championship. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to commentate the final round, due to me taking to the skies in an aeroplane. So that, I'll let you know how much I enjoy that. And there's actually exactly half a second between Hostrab and Wolstrabert. But anyway, I will let you know how my flying goes in round 1 of Season 5. Which will be hosted on F1 2019. And someone has really done something to this remote, and I don't know how they've managed it, but it's very frustrating. I'm sorry about that. How'd you manage that? I need a knife or something. Literally, people in my family are so retarded. Angers me so much. But anyway, Nick yet to set a lap time. I think that must have been invalidated. This is Brumadinho on, it's out. That's Zealand in the pits. Is he about to leave? No, that's Steve McCarron. Oh, Prince Skiller leaving. Samster's in the pits. Crazy Crumpet's on an out lap. He's looking for a good result today. The two Red Bulls, I know, have been excited for this race. Spag's still in the garage. He's not had a great first lap, so I don't know what he's waiting for. Don't mind if Yomp wins as long as he's a part of CPI. Of course, the founder of CPI, that was improvement there from Hushram. The founder of, look at that 1,000th of a second between Spag and Hushram. I just noticed that. Oh my goodness. And exactly 100 between Scudero, Seb and Spag. This is weird that everything's so perfect. 1,000th, 100th, and then half a second. Oh, not anymore. But there was. Before Hushram improved. Anyway, as I was about to say, CPI Schumacher, our thoughts do go out to him, especially those in the CPI family, which I'm not actually in, as he is very ill at the moment and he can't really run CPI right now. I know that because he's not been able to race in ILR3. But anyway, I hope he does get better soon. I hope all those who are ill get better soon. But anyway, on a lighter note, here comes Crazy Crump, absolutely flying through the Dunlop corner. And flying around, facing the wrong way now in the gravel. It's not gone too well for him there, has it? I mean, a bit of a... I think he wasn't planning on bending it, he just has though, and that kind of thing happens, unfortunately for him. I'm hoping he has a good race tonight. Hopefully he can make it to the finish. I mean, that's all the drivers really want to do in the end, don't they? It's not always about finishing as best as you can. That comes after you finish in the first place. But anyway, we'll have a quick look at the championship standings. Here we go. Dropier currently leading the championship. He's on 199 points. Behind him is Scudero Seb. Scudero Seb is currently in 4th on qualifying. And he's on 168 points, which puts just 21 points between them. So if Scudero Seb wins tonight, he will take the championship. Because Dropier is not racing it tonight or next week. Brumadinho then, he's in 3rd with 136 points, which puts 32 points between himself and Scudero Seb. Then Spag and Chips on 131, so there's still 5 points between himself and Brumadinho. So that'll be a battle to look out for on track today. Then Sims and Angels on 83, and he won't be racing this tonight, or I don't think he's racing on Tuesday either. Don't quote me on that though. Sammy then on 61 points, with 7 points behind him is Wolfsburg in 54 points, with a gap of 3 points to Yompa 51, and he's got some really good pace around the track tonight. He's pretty much half a second clear of everyone behind him. Then 3 points behind him is Samster. Samster on 48 points, even though he has only joined the league very recently. Then Adona Opkanerm, he's on 42 points. Then 8 points behind him is Harry Blues with 34 points. Then 1 point behind him is Crazy Crumpet. Then Philip Hodgson on 29. DeLuca on 28, Prince Killer on 20, Hushrav also on 20, Zealand on 12, Nika on 10, and Chris Manir on 9. So, this should be quite interesting. So we've got Hushrav, he's paired with Prince Killer in the standings, so he'll be looking to improve. Also, that sounds horrible and it gives me awful goosebumps. Don't know why I keep doing it, really. Definitely don't like him. This is Harry Blues. He's heading through turn 10 now. And yeah, still can't get over the fact that Spag and Hushrav are 1,000 apart. And that's Yompa with an even better lap with a 1:36.39 on these supers. He's miles clear of the other drivers. That's over 1.5 seconds to Nika. There's yellow flags in sectors 1 and 2. What's happened here? I think that is Brumatino who's facing the wrong way in sector 3. Well, it's not too clear what has happened. Anyway, I'll have a quick look at this comment. Where's out on track? We've got Harry Blues coming through the final chicane now. Trying to cut it as much as possible to maximise the speed on the exit. What kind of lap times is he going to set? No, he's not. He's going to hop it into the pits. Yompa in sector 1 where there's yellow flags being waved ahead of him is Nika in the Renault. Then we have Samu behind them. So Prince Killer's in sector 3. He's about to set up a good lap, I think. If I said 1:36, I meant 1:26. So 1:36 wouldn't be a great lap time, even though I'm not capable of that. I did one quick lap before I came online to commentate, and I think I did like a 1:32.1. Absolutely dreadful, considering it's my first up in this game in over a month. I literally haven't touched it. I've barely been on the PlayStation anyway. Sorry about that. Now then, who's out on track? Scooter's in the garage, yes. Whereas we have Prince Killer on an out lap, a whoosh about 4, he's on the grass a bit there. They're a bit leery, nothing too critical though, he can keep going. He's done currently a 1:28.5 exactly. He'll be looking to improve upon that. In improved position, Samson's done a 1:39.1. That's not going to be ideal. He's obviously made a mistake somewhere. It's on the soft, so you can probably go on to do another lap. Whereas if you're on these supers, you don't really want to do more than one lap. You want to minimise that wear if you're on the top 10 on those tyres, because they're the ones you'll be starting on. So that's always important to manage. Now then, the Hassover whoosh, just coming out spoon curve now along the long curve straight towards 130R. Turn number 15. You can go flat out through there, no difficulty at all. Then out of the final corner, he's going to go into the pits. Is anyone going to be doing a lap? Hushrav looks like he might be on a hot lap now. We'll watch him for it. He is coming in towards Spoon now. The fans are out in force today. You can hear the odd horn in the grandstands. Hushrav then, he's still looking to improve. All he needs to do is improve by 0.02 of a second, and he can take the win here. Oh, not the win, but he can overtake Spag in qualifying at least. And that's going to be fourth from him with a 1:28.093, just shy of Nicker's time. And Sammy's in second with a 1:26.8, so that's pretty good from him there. And now things are going to get truly interesting. We're going on to Harry now. He's going back out on track. What kind of lap time can he do then? This is what we're looking out for. He's on ERS mode 5. He's got 50% left. You can see it regen in the bottom as he brakes. gaining about 10% into the hairpin, so that's not too bad at all. And then down the inside, you've got a bit of fluff flying around in front of the camera for some unknown reason. Good thing about 130R is it's not exactly, well, it's not extremely compromising if you run wide, just due to the fact that there's a fair amount of runoff now and the gravel's slightly wider than usual. Same with 130R, you can usually get away with going wide, although you will have to get some dirty tyres because you will end up running onto the grass. But here comes Harry Blue through the final turn now. Cross the line, it's going to be a 129.0. That's going to put him in 10th. And there's the yellow flags in Sector 1. And look, you can see the pond on the inside of turns 1 and 2 there. Very weird architecture around this circuit, I have to admit. Yellow flags in Sector 2. Oh, sorry about that. Chris Crumpet yet to set a lap. He's on his out lap. I'm not sure actually. He's the yellow flags in Sector 2. I think he's just trying to let another drivers through. The kind of lap time in the Red Bull setting now. There's the yellow flags in Sectors 1 and 2. Here comes Chris Crumpet running very deep into the final chicane. That's going to compromise his exit. Towards the line now then. It's going to be a 129.2. So not quite enough to improve position. There he goes. Spag nearly going at the back of Wolfstrabert. Crazy Crumpet retiring from the session though. I think he's had a bit of an off there. There's only 1 minute left though, so that might have just been the best lap he could conjure. Or conjure up. And that's going to give him a solid 12th position. So nothing too bad there. That's down the track. Brumadinho's in Sector 1, Prince is in Sector 2, Nick is in Sector 2 as well, but he's going slowly. Whereas, yeah, here comes Prince Killer along the long straight towards 130R. All to play for now, in for the last 20 seconds of the qualifying session. Near the flag in Sectors 1 and 2. Will Prince make it to the line? No, he's not. He's going to go into the pits, and that's going to leave us with a Shrub retiring. So he's in P4 as the yellow flags in Sector 2. Remember that there's the new rule, well not new rule, but the rules being reinforced that if you retire on track during qualifying, you will get an instant qualifying ban from the next session, as it can really impede other drivers firing laps. Here comes Brumadinho then. As harsh as that may sound, it does mean that it's going to prevent people from doing it in the future, and it's part of the rules. You have to, if you're on a race, you've got to keep following the rules. There's a bump on the exit of the final turn as well that I noticed earlier, and that can really send your car flying around. So that's Brumadinho, he's fourth. Here comes Scooter SF. So Brumadinho got a 127.3. And Scooter SF looking to improve. He's now on the soft tyres, heading into the final chicane now. What kind of lap can he do? Samson's in second, that's quite good from him. Which is Samu in third, and Scooter SF across the line. He's not going to be able to, well, he is going to be able to improve, but not improve position. This leaves just Harry Blues and Spag. Harry Blues is going to be next across the line, but it's not going to be any improvement. Here comes Spagman, he's going to be the final driver, along with Wolfstrabert actually, but Bert is behind him, so you can hop up to him afterwards. Here comes Spagman out of the final turn across the line. It's going to be fourth with a 1:27.389 or something like that. Something close. That's Scooter SF who finished 6th. They didn't quite get to see Bert's time, but anyway. Sorry about that. The qualifying order then is going to be Jomper Lehnen, Sam's F1, Sammy the Pito, LR Spag, Brumadinho, Scooter Seb, Wolfstrabert, Nick Herstrav. I mean, look at those three, 4th, 5th and 6th, very close. Then it's going to be Prince Claire, Nick, Harry Blues and Crazy Crumpet. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go and get a drink. Alright then, let's get ready for the formation lap. The driver's just selecting their strategies. In fact, I just need to go and do something again. Sorry about being so unprepared. It's just a lot of things trying to sort out all at once right now. And anyway, we can get straight into this session. Lots of tyre smoke there from Yompa on pole. Oh my gosh. Just trying to sort out all my cushions and everything. And we'll have a look at these comments as we get ready for the start of what should be an excellent Grand Prix. 27 laps to go then. We've hardly started. Last question mark from Lewis. We'll have to wait and see. Could be in for something great here. Let's see what you can do, Lewis. I'm looking forward to it. As I'm sure everyone else is. This should be an excellent Grand Prix. If you have any predictions or anything you want to discuss, do let me know in the comments down below. It'd be very interesting, and it's also good to have a discussion on stream, so do let me know about that. And we can start in just a few moments time. The drivers will be warming up their tyres and brakes to the optimum temperature now. We can have a look at the different tyres the guys are starting on as well. Lots of supers, couple softs. That's going to provide a different strategy. Of course, the strategy tonight is supers to softs. So we'll wait and see how that pans out. And this should be an excellent race. Heading towards the end of the formation lap now. And we'll get going in just a second. So tempting to do the American phrase at the beginning, you know, the boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing. But you know, I think we'll stick to the normal one. We're not at the US GP tonight, just because I had it the other night, and you know, couldn't stop myself. But anyway, there's Yompa. He's heading towards the line now, forming up in his grid slot. Then the Fly Emirates sponsorship, hard to miss around this track. 2 minutes 24, whereas you've got Lewis up there. It's been held for 5 seconds now. 10 seconds. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Out and away we go. Who's going to get a good start? It looks like, oh, that's a Renault of Nicker moving all the way to the inside. He's had a bit of contact. Now we've got Harry Blues trying to go down the inside of Prince Gillen, not quite was ahead. And we've got Hushrav going down the inside. Brumadinho's been forced wide, and that's going to mean he's going across in front of Nick. Nick's had to back off there, and now Sam's looking to find somewhere to pass beyond, but the 30 is not going to help through this next sector here. Sector 1 very difficult to follow through. The S's, we've got Walshabert, he's right up the gearbox of Spag. Can he hold on to that position? It doesn't look like Spag's going to be able to. He's trying to find somewhere through very desperately. We head into the Degners now. Spag clipping the grass into the hairpin, then we might be able to see a move from one of these two drivers. I think Walshabert could be trying to go for a move here. Running a bit wide, and that's going to compromise his speed through there. As we've got on the exit, Prince trying to get on Nick. Nick's had a bit of wheel spin. That's going to really compromise his exit. As side by side go Nick and Scooter Seb. Scooter Seb just getting it down the inside of Nicker. Lewis is an exercise, getting 3 positions, as has Nick and the Hushrav. Of course, Nicker only reserving in this race. Zealand's actually disconnected, but look at this, side by side as we go towards 130R. With the top 2, Yompa and the Samster. Samster's taken the lead. Yompa's gone slightly off track. Behind is Spag. Behind him Samu actually having contact with the Yompa. Yompa's all the way down to third. Wolfsburg trying to find somewhere past Spag, but can Spag trying to find somewhere past along the straight? Oh no, that's Samson in the barrier and out of the race. There's yellow flags all over the place, and he's rejoined the track, but that's going to be heavy front wing damage. And that's Yompa back into the lead of the race through turns 1 and 2. Now Spaghetti Chips is trying to get it on the exit on the Force India. Can he hold on to the position? It doesn't look like he quite can. And he's going to have to back off for now. Sammy's a bit on the grass, but nothing too serious. Sam's has lost 9 positions this lap so far. It's not gone well for him. He's just completely flown off the track at the final turn. And it's going to severely compromise the rest of his race now. He had a good start, but he's just not been able to hold on to it. The heat of the moment potentially getting to him. Now Spag trying to find somewhere past Sammy. Doesn't look like he can quite find any room into the hairpin. No room to be seen, but Nick is really close to Brumadinho, as is Hustrab on Spag. On Wolfsburg. Can he find anywhere through those? We head into the spoon curves. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to make a move here. Although on the exit, that's a really good run from Wolfsburg. He's got the slipstream and the ERS to help him, but no DRS at this point in time. Into 130R then, can he make a move? Not quite. I mean, it's kind of hard to make a move, there's no braking zones. But into the final chicane, getting very close. A bit of oversteer, and Sammy's taken out the bollard. And it's nowhere to be seen anymore. And Yompa is with the fastest lap with the 131.7 there. Remember, Kimi Räikkönen set the fastest lap of the race with the 131.5 in 2005. So that was quite a long time ago, and these cars are much faster now. Wolfsburg's run wide on the exit of the final turn. He's going to get the switch back on Brumadinho as we head into the S's. Look at that side by side. No, that's Wolfsburg and Brumadinho in the barrier. The contact there. Trying to find somewhere through, tussling for position, and that's serious damage for both of them, especially Brumadinho. Oh no, that's not gone well. Skirisev around the inside of Crazy Crumpet. What a move there. They're side by side. He's going to go for the switch back out of Degner's, maybe into Degner's too. Can he get it? There's a bit of grass being kicked up there from the Red Bull in front, and that's Harry Blues. He's off the track. Yellow flags in Sector 1. It's absolute scenes here in Japan. Whoa, and Samson now trying to find somewhere past Lewis. He's got that front wing damage. I don't think he's had it changed just yet. And he's really on a move. He's going to be making a run. He's giving Lewis a run for his money here. Very close. Yeah, that was Bruma's fault. I mean, he should have realised there was not really anywhere to go through. And that's Harry Blues out of the session. We don't love to see it. In fact, we hate to see it. But Skirish head trying to find somewhere past Crazy Crumpet to 130. That was very risky. Into the chicane. He's going to take a sniff down the inside, but he can't quite get the nose turned in time. Out of the final turn then, DRS has been enabled. He's going to have the DRS, ERS and slipstream along the straight. Look at this. He's going to gain at a rate of knots. Crazy Crumpet weaving all over the straight, now down the inside into turn 1. Can he get the position of Mercedes on the Red Bull? The Red Bull's been forced wide there. He's going to go for the switchback. Can he get the move done into the S's? Could we see Bruma and Wallstra here? Fortunately not. What a move there. Good defence from Crazy Crumpet. He's held onto that position very deservedly there. But as we move through towards the Dunlop curve, could we see a move there from the Mercedes? It doesn't quite look like it. Now the two McLarens are going to be looking, we're going to have to look out for as well. But into the hairpin, we can see a move here from Nick on Hirschraff. Hirschraff in the Williams around the inside. Can we see it? No, we can't. Spaghetti Chips now half a second off Sammy, but that gap is closing down at a rate of knots. Into the spoon curve. Could we see a move here? We're going to have to keep an eye out on that left-hand side for the McLarens. Look at that side by side into the spoon curve. Lewis down the inside. Can he hold on to the position? It looks like he's going to be able to enter the straights. He's on the harder tyres, but he's got it on the exit. What a move there into the spoon curve. You don't see that very often, do you? Now, Nick trying to find some past this round, but Prince Killer will be using the slipstream to get back around the outside into 130. Oh, he's run wide and he's going to go on the gravel. Not quite. He's going to be able to bring it back on track just in time. Brumadinho's got 3 seconds time, but that's out of the race. Crazy Crumpet just behind it. Was he involved in that at all? There was debris all over the track there. That was absolutely immense. We flicked onto it just in time as the pit stop phases are being made now. Let's go up to Nick then, because he's still close behind Hushrav, as is Samu on Spag. In fact, Spag's managed to get past there without us noticing. Very sneaky. So we'll go back down to Nick and Hushrav. This is a battle we'll be seeing unrivaled for quite some time. Yeah, lap 5 of 27 already. And I've been non-stop talking. Brumadinho, he's really far down now. I think he's had a time penalty at some point. He has had a pit stop though. Let's not forget. Now then, let's see who's had a good start to the race. I mean, look at that. Lewis has made up 9 positions from starting at the back of the track. And Crazy Crump and Nick have both made up 6 positions. Hushrav's made up 5, so it's not been a bad start for him. Whereas it's been an awful start for Bruma, Scooter and Walsh-Robert. Yompa is now being hunted down by Spag. We'll have to keep an eye out on that gap at the top. Well, not hunted down. Yeah, that gap's staying relatively the same. Whereas this is close between Nick and Hushrav. Hushrav's going to go defensively to the inside of the chicane. Oh, and there's contact between the 2 drivers. Hushrav just being able to hold on to the back end there. That could have ended a lot worse than it did. Fortunately for Nick, there was no front wing damage obtained as a result of that. Or we could have seen a very different story. So we just have 12 drivers remaining in the session. Lap 6 of 27 here. A long while yet to go. We're about a fifth of the way through the Grand Prix. And some people are pitting. Some people on the softs, on the other hand, won't need to for some time yet. You can see at the bottom, drivers going on to the softs, so it might be a soft, supers, and then softs at some point from the drivers. It's Spag's nearly within a second of Yompa, so that's going to be interesting to look at in a moment's time. Yeah, it's understandable to see why Bruma went for it, but I think he should have seen the contact coming. It's just the S's. It's only really one line through there, and if you're going to go side by side, you've got to be extra caution. You've got to have extra caution, and he just lacked that caution, and that's what took him out of the race. But now Scooter Seb is right up the backside of Nika. There's always one. Oh, down the inside goes it. Scooter Seb into the hairpin. Oh, what a move there. Now we'll go up to Nick, who's very close behind Hushrav as we go out the final chicane. Sam has got a 5 second stop. Go! And he's at the top. Is that speeding in the pit lane? I can't quite tell, but Nick is. He's got the slipstream, he's got the DRS, and the DRS is going to move to the outside into turn 1. Can he get the position? No, he's going to go for the switchback on the Williams. And good defence there from Hushrav. He's forced Nick to back out of it there, and he's had to, really. And that means we can continue on with the race at hand. Spag is now within a second of Yompa. I know Spag is striving for a win here. He absolutely loves Suzuka. So we'll have to see how that happens. Hi fans. Yeah, it's been a long time actually. I haven't been able to do Gavra for a while. Still doing those young leaders. But yeah, long time no see. I hope it's going well over at Gavra. Yeah, it's nice to see you here. Hope you're enjoying the race, and I hope you all are as well. And now we'll go up to Spag, because look at this. He's now within half a second of Yompa. He's really gaining. He's gained about half a second in the last lap. So we'll have to see if he can make a move in the next... maybe along into turn 1. Well, that's very risky to go into turn 1 because of the speed it carries through there. You want to hold on to momentum as much as you can through turns 1 and 2. Spag is saving up his DRS. He's going to open it up along the straight, but Yompa's gone to the pits. And that means Spag is going to take the lead without having to make an overtake as yet. Although, of course, we will be making an overtake at some point soon. Lewis, on the other hand, he's up into 4th from last. It's been a great start for him. And now then, we go down to Nick and Hushrav, because that battle is still raging. And neither one has come out on top quite yet. But Hushrav's doing very well to defend the position from the Toro Rosso. number 97 against number... Ooh, drum roll please. I think that's number 1. Yes it is. Anyway, Nick is close behind. Then another person to keep an eye on is Lewis, because he's got that gap to Nick down to under a second. And as these two are batting, it's going to slow them down. That's going to really give the McLaren the opportunity to try and find somewhere through here. I think Lewis could be on for a podium finish if he just keeps it nice and consistent and stays out of the barriers, really. I mean, he would be very happy with that. Unfortunately, after not being able to finish at Singapore, I mean, Singapore was a bit of a weird race last week. Pretty sure it was Singapore last week. I may have got that wrong. But anyway, Hustrav's going to be looking at his wing mirrors, seeing it full of the light blue Toro Rosso. Will he be able to defend now as we go along the straight? Hustrav against Nick. Nick's going to move to the outside into turn 1. In fact, no, he's going to switch to the inside. He's got that curb. Has he held on to that position? No, he's not. Hustrav's still taking the outside line. It looks like the outside line is more effective for defence, and he's really stopping Nick from getting that position, although Nick's still trying to find somewhere through as he goes through the Dunlop curve in just a moment. He could try and send one down the inside, but this is all giving Lewis the opportunity to catch up. That gap's now down to about half a second. So yeah, this is getting very close for position 3. Of course, all these drivers yet to make their pit stops, so they're all on the soft tyres. And look at that, Lewis is now within DRS range, well within DRS range, within overtaking range. I mean, into turn 11, nearly going into the back of the Toro Rosso. He's going to go for a late apex, try and maximise the speed on the exit. Doesn't look like he's got the traction now quite enough to make a move as we head towards the Spoon curve. Could we see a move here from any of the drivers? I don't think so, but depending on their exit speed along the straight, we could see a good move here from one of them. Oh, Lewis has run slightly wide and he's on the gravel, and that's going to compromise him for now. But Nick, on the other hand, has got a decent exit. Now, can he get the position on Hustrav? I'm surprised this bit here isn't a DRS straight, to be honest. There's no way really to close it down because you can't use DRS through 130. Oh, that'd be overpowered. Or it might just kill the drivers. Don't quite know how that would happen, but how it would work out actually. But Nick is still close behind. Lewis is being able to reclaim some of that time. He's hit the grass on the exit of the final turn though. That's going to slow him down a bit, but nothing drastic because Nick is gaining into turn 1. Don't think he's going to be quite able to make that move. Very nice camera angle for turn 1. Does look spectacular here in Japan. This has been an excellent race so far. Lap 10 of 27, over a third of the way through the Grand Prix already. I'm really enjoying it. Lewis trying to find somewhere past Nick any moment now. Climbing up the hill in a left-right motion as the S's really test the downforce and the setups of these drivers. Touching the grass slightly, really close up through there. Can he hold on to it on the exit? I'm not quite sure. Is he gaining or losing time? It looks like he's actually gaining it into Spoon. I don't think we're going to see a move here, but on the exit he might try and go for a deeper line. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to try and get down the power as early as possible. It looks like Hushrav's just got a very nice exit out of there. Lewis, on the other hand, has he got a good enough exit to try and find somewhere past Nick here? He's gaining hundredths, tenths potentially, but it's not going to be quite enough to make a move on Nick. As we go into the final chicane, he's going to make a move down the inside. Not quite. He's had to back off there, just trying to avoid anything there. Spag's got a 5 second stop, going for speeding in the pit lane. He's not going to be happy about that one. Now along the straight, it's going to be a DRS train. Nick's got DRS, so has Lewis. Lewis is going to move to the inside as we go into turn 1 and 2. Who's going to come out on top? It's the McLaren. Can he get past Hustrav? He touches Hustrav. Hustrav's now in the lead of the race. These soft tyre drivers will have to pit soon-ish. Oh, and that's Crazy Crumpet overtaking Spag. There's a yellow flag somewhere on track. I don't quite know where. Too busy concentrating. That's a good move from Lewis. Can he hold on to the position on Hustrav? Yes, he can. What a move as we go through the Dunlop curve. And that is the Williams now behind the McLaren. What a drive coming along here from Lewis. Can he keep up the momentum and find that podium finish he's looking for? That's going to be interesting to see. Now Nick, he's going to try and find somewhere past Hustrav. He just can't get that place to, can't find that gap just to send it. Now we've got Yompa right on the back of Crazy Crumpet. There's definitely going to be overtake here somewhere. Potentially into the hairpin. Around the outside goes Yompa. He's going to go for the switch track move. The two Toro Rossos both in battles. And can Yompa get the position? We'll see in just a moment. We've got our side ready to go into smooth curve. There's contact there. Crazy Crumpet running slightly wide, and that's going to compromise the exit for Yompa Lanen. Out of the spoon curve along the straight. Is he going to be able to find somewhere through here? He's going to move to the outside into 130R. Is he going to be able to send it? We've got the helicopter camera angle, and yes, Crazy Crumpet has backed off, and that's going to be P4 for Yompa Lanen. And now that, when the other drivers pit, which is what they are all doing at exactly the same time now. Held in the pit lane for quite a while. That's really Nick bogging down massively, and that's going to mean he's coming out last. I think he might have been held up there, and Lewis is going to come out at the front anyway. Nick's still behind, but how far behind is he? He's lost 3 seconds in the pit stop. Has he got a stop-go penalty is the question. So now we've got Hushrav and Prince Killer. He's right behind Sammy, so this is going to be something to look out for. Has everyone pitted at this point? Crazy Crumpet does so. As I said, that yes, everyone has made their pit stop. It could be we see a two-stop strategy, I think. We'll have a look at the tyres everyone's on. Some opting for the one stop, some others opting for the two stop. Now everyone's made their stops though. And Lewis is in contention for a podium. You can see him just up the road there, heading into the hairpin now. This is going to be interesting to watch, I can assure you that. Now, Hushrav, he's trying to find somewhere past Lewis, but he can't quite. Now, and Nick, he's just lost so many positions there. Brumadinho leading the session. I didn't realise he'd gone out. Oh no. That's probably due to the lack of downforce produced by his lack of front wing. He won't be too happy about that, I don't think. I think he's just normal DNF. Not DSQ'd, which rarely happens, to be honest. I rarely see DSQs apart from in qualifying. Hushrav's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. The yellow flag's in sector 2. Hushrav trying to find somewhere around the outside. He's going to go for the switch back into turn 1, but not finding anywhere to really send it. If you have any predictions for the finishing order of this race, do let me know in the comments down below. It would be very much appreciated, and it'll give us something to discuss as we approach the halfway point in the race, which is pretty much now, actually. But come to think of it, it's been an absolute excellent roller coaster of a race so far. And there's a lot more to come, I can tell you that. Look at this, Nick, he's trying to find somewhere past Prince Killer now. Up into turn 11. Is he going to be able to send it down the inside? Not quite. This is the perspective of Nick. Coming through towards the Degners now. Degners one and... No, not Degners. What am I on about? This is spoon curves. Jesus. Nick, he's close behind Prince Killer, but the dirty air really not helping him through there. Bit of a poet here, you know what I'm saying. Wishbert, after that early incident, he's really far behind. Crazy Crumpet, that's 35 seconds. Prince Killer then. Oh, and that was a big moment for the McLaren. He nearly went off track there. That must have been a hot in mouth incident for him. In fact, he spun it around anyway. So, at least he's not out of the race. That's all I can say. He's going to go into the pits there then. And their side's slightly too worn. I don't know what strategy he's on. Has he got front wing damage? We'll have to wait and see. Have his pit crew got a front wing ready? He's serving a time penalty, I can tell you that much. Seb's also in the pits. I think he was just serving a time penalty. Wusherbert's got a 3-second time penalty. I think he's given up on penalties at this point in time. Anyway, it's been quite a good start to the race. Now let's see what the latter half will provide for us. Lewis then, can he finish on the podium? That is the question. And can Spag get the win? He's still roughly the same gap now to Yompa as it was before the pit stop phase. Will he be able to bring it down, or will it stay as it is for now? We'll have to wait and see, but that's going to be something to look out for. I mean, that gap is staying roughly about 1.5 seconds. Although right now it looks like Spag's severely dropping back. So don't know what that's all about. Right now the closest gap on track is Hushrav to Lewis. So we'll keep on top of this little bit going on here. If my iPad would care to load the stream comments, unless there's been a new one as Hushrav trying to find somewhere through 10-1. Oh, that's Wushba out of the session. Oh dear. I think that's just as a result of the an amalgamation of unfortunate circumstances, really. He's not had a great start after his contact with Bruma. It's just gone downhill from there. Spag's got a 3-second time penalty. In fact, time penalties are going to come into consideration very much at the end of the race. Now we've just got 10 drivers remaining, so all they have to do now is finish to get any points. And with the championship drawing to a close, any point that they can get is going to be useful. And now I can't load the stream comments up at... Oh, there's yellow flags in sector 1. Don't know what the reason for that is. But anyway. Okay, my iPad is absolutely glitching. Oh, that's Crazy Crumpet out of the race as well. Just as I was saying, all they needed to do was to finish. He's gone and binned it. Well, he's not binned it. I think he's just retired. Actually, no, Bruma did say that if he retired during the race, I think it was to help his mum pack a bag or something like that. Lewis has got a 3-second time penalty, so that does explain that. I'm just going to blue screen you for 2 seconds. Sorry about this. Wait a minute, Brumadinho. What do you want us to wait a minute about? Whoa, Nick trying to go down the inside of Sammy. He's got that position before the start of the race. Oh, and that's... No, Lewis has gone wide. That's side-by-side action. Oh, he's knocked off his front wing on the back of the Williams Racing. And that's ruined all prospects of a podium finish for Lewis. It was going so well for him, and he just got a bit aggressive there. Maybe he had a bit of snap oversteer, he had to correct, and that's just sent him into the back of the Williams. He's not going to be too happy about that. Good to see you're enjoying it as well, Fanta. I was trying to get these comments back up again on my iPad. I shouldn't have closed the video, I'm so stupid. Come on. Load it up. Load it up. Ooh. I don't know if the comments are going to load. That's another question altogether. Come on, please do. Yes. Mercedes are Constructors' Championships. Even if Sammy wins, the gap will be 47 points. Oh. Constructors' Championships. I'm sure you'll be drinking to that later, Brumadinho. Hope you're happy about that, because I mean, there's been quite a long championship this season as Lewis does take that opportunity to pit. He'll probably come out will come out ahead of Nick is the question. Samu has got DRS activated as we go towards turn 1. Can he get the position? He's right up the gearbox of Nick, but he's not going to be able to quite make it. It doesn't look like. Nick's also got a pit stop right now, so not all is lost for Lewis. He's still in for a points finish. He'll have to struggle to not get one. Lewis is going to come out ahead of Scuderi Seb though, as Nick is now in last after his pit stop. 9 drivers left then, and 10 laps to go. Do you want to load the extra time? Stupid bad. Walsh leaving the session after quite a while actually. Now then, we have no, I wasn't. Nah. What? Are you talking about RLR? If you're talking about RLR1, then no, because I do RLR3. But Sammy's trying to find somewhere past Nick here. I do hope you're enjoying the race, Chief. Because I certainly am, and I'm sure most people are, because this has been excellent so far. We've got the battle between Samu and Nick for 4th then. Not quite the podium, but it's all the points that they can muster. And Mercedes can relish in their podium, their Constructors' Championship win. Now then, Scooter has said, that's the question, whether if he stays where he is now, or gets up into 6th, will he be in contention for the championship at the end? Because right now the gap's 21 points, as far as I believe so anyway. So we just do some quick maths and work out whether... So 6th place will get 8 points. Now bring the gap down to 13 points. So he'll have to finish on the podium next race. Or will it be only 6 points, which will bring the gap down to 15 points. So he'll have to finish on the podium. If he can get past Lewis, he'll have to finish on the podium to take the championship. If he doesn't get past Lewis, he'll have to come 1st or 2nd next week to win. I believe, though I might be completely wrong about that one, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. So it's an interesting circumstance, he said. Whether he can take the championship lead or not, I'll just double check that that's correct, but I think it is, and that's going to really spice things up for the final race, which I'm so annoyed I'm not commentating now. It's shaping up to be an excellent one. So even if I'm not commentating, because I know you love my commentary, don't forget to check out the race anyway. 200. 6, 70, 29 points. Wait. Let me just get a calculator up. That's probably easier. I don't know why I'm not using one already. So 199 minus 168 equals 31 points. Oh, there's 31 points in it. So pretty much, if Skurusev finishes right now, he cannot win where he is right now. He can't win the championship. And if he doesn't finish at all, well, he can win the championship, but it'll be a tie. And I think because Yompa would have been there at first, it would be the win for Yompa. It would be the championship for Yompa. So, Yompa, if you're watching, have you got the championship in the bag? Or is it all speculation for now? I'm sure if you are watching, you're right on the edge of your seat. Because this is very tense. This is the man. If he loses 10 seconds, he's not going to be able to win the championship. In fact, right now, I mean, if you're an admin and you know better than I, do let me know right now who will finish on the championship if it's a tie. But I do believe Yompa would win simply because he had that amount of points first. No, I think it goes down to wins. And I'll have a quick look at the wins versus each of the drivers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if there's a draw, Dropier is definitely going to win, because Scooter only has 3 wins, whereas Dropier has 5. They both have the equal amount of podiums. So, yeah, I think Scooter Seb right now is about to lose the championship. One that he's been fighting for so long, 15 rounds now. But he's not going to be able to quite make it. And he's losing time quite fast to Lewis. Lewis just very unfortunate, his contact with Hushrab. That might be one for the stewards, I'm not quite sure. If so, it'd be interesting to see his perspective. But anyway, we're entering the closing stages of the race now. Lap 20 of 27. The gaps are beginning to extend a bit. So if you do have any discussion topics, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you're all excited for F1 2019. That's coming out on Friday week. I am very excited for it. I know I say this pretty much every stream, but as a commentator, the graphics are going to be excellent, and that is very important in my opinion, especially because of the way the F1 games are going with their esports now at the forefront. It's going to be very interesting for the. It's going to be a lot better with better graphics. They probably put a lot of time into that, because they can see how F1's turning into an esport very quickly, like with the evolvement of leagues such as this one. As you can see, that we're racing in a league now, so they're definitely looking at that, and that's very nice to see. And hopefully they can fix the online issues, because that's the main problem we've got right now. Oh, and that's big oversteer for Lewis, and he's in the barrier. Fortunately, oh my god, that was a voice crack there. Fortunately, you can't get rear wing damage. I don't think he got any front wing damage. That's big oversteer, and now Scooter Seb is in for a chance of. Wait, 31 minus 8. 23. The championship is not over just yet. Lewis has got a 3-second penalty. In fact. Oh, and that's Lewis. Oh, he's had a bit of a moment. They both had a bit of a moment. Both out of the exit of the Degners too. And yeah, both of the Force Indias, it's not gone too well for them there. But now, if you are watching Yompa, you better be scared. Because if Scooter Rear Seb can get a win next week, he has taken the championship. And he's going to hold it. Now I really am annoyed I'm going to miss the final race of the season. That's gravel again for Lewis. He's really having a messy lap now. It's all going downhill. He's losing concentration. He just can't keep it on the track, unfortunately for him. And we can continue with the race. There's a bit of carbon fibre out on the grass there. I'm not sure how long that's been there. I'm pretty sure it's been there pretty much every lap. Ever since Samster went out, actually. What on earth? That was some severe lag, I think. I didn't mean... Don't know if that was lag or anything, but Nick. He's within a second of Hershrav. The age-old battle of this race. Who's going to finish on the podium? This is boiling down to the last 5 laps between Nick and Hershrav. The gap under a second. Can he get it past? Can he get it any lower? He hasn't been able to make it past Hershrav this race so far. Hershrav's been very effective on the defence. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye out for this. I'm not sure actually. I think we'll probably have a couple of weeks break. The problem is, because of when they're releasing it, in July, I'm going on holiday for about 4 weeks. I'll miss a large chunk of races. A bit of a problem with how they're releasing it, because usually they release it towards the end of the summer holidays, and that gives everyone the opportunity to get back into the routine, and then due to it being term time pretty much, everyone's got time to race, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I'm not sure if this league is moving to new games straight away. I'm not one of the admins. I think they're discussing it, but I'm pretty sure we're probably going to leave it a couple of weeks, just to sort everything out, get everything ready, you know, see what works with the game, let everyone learn it, and then we'll probably work from there. And guys, seeing as we're at a bit of a lull in the race, if you do want to join the league, go and check us out at racingleaguehub.com. You can sign up there. If you want to race, choose your league. You can join the Discord as well. There's access to that on the league main page. And you can also, you can sign up for your league there if you really want some nice competitive racing in a friendly environment, because the community of this league, I have to say, is absolutely amazing. Just there goes, oh, Nick, he's trying to find somewhere past. He's not going to be able to quite make it. We'll get back to that in a second. Round the outside into the chicane. He might go for the switchback move here on Hershrav along the straight. Is he going to be able to get it? It doesn't look like he quite can. But anyway, he's got the DRS, ERS, and slipstream along the straight. He's looking right up the back of the Williams. It's going to be side by side as we move into turns 1 and 2. He could get the switchback here. Hershrav's run slightly wide. Who's going to get the power on the exit? It looks like Hershrav's going to stay ahead for now. Although Nick's looking to try and gain some time on the exit. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to quite do it. He's going to have to leave it till next lap. But yeah, I have to say, the community of this league is absolutely amazing. Everyone's so friendly. if you do want a nice friendly league with good competitive racing, which you've been able to see this race pretty much all along, do feel free to sign up. We've got leagues F1, F2, F3, F4. We've also on GT Sport, and we're potentially expanding to Project Cars too. We're not quite sure about that. Also, if you want to commentate, don't hesitate to get in touch as well, because we're always in need of commentators, and it's always good fun. And if you want to try it out, I'm pretty sure if you want to try your hand at commentating, there's always going to be space for you to have a go, and you might enjoy it, you never know. Lewis setting the fast lap with the 1:28.7, showing that he does have the pace for any environment apart from Lord. I'm neither confirm nor deny. I'm not going to say anything about him because I'm pretty sure he knows where I live. So, got some good advertisement of the league going on right now. Well, yeah, Lord's just a bit. Lord's a character. There's quite a few big characters in the league, and you can't say that's a bad thing, depending on their actions. But anyway, Nick is trying to find somewhere past Strav. He's got the dirty air, and that's not going to help as we head towards the S's. The curbs really try and suck you into the grass around this track, especially on the exit of turn 2. You can see that from the onboard cameras. And now then, can Nick... I mean, there's half a second in it. We're entering... This is the third last lap of the race. 25 of 27. We've come a long way into the hairpin. I reckon we might be able to see a move here from the Toro Rosso. Not quite, but on the exit. No, he's not going to be able to quite find it past Hushrav right now. Into the spoon curve. He's trying to find somewhere through, but he can't quite get that nose in. And he's going to stay behind Hushrav for now. Just trying to load these comments again. It doesn't look like it's going to work, so I'll have to reload YouTube and all that jazz. Into 130, although goes Nicker. He's going to move to the outside into the chicane. Going to go for the switchback on the Williams. I don't think he's going to be able to get it on the exit. He's going for a very late apex there. Very aggressive. Going to be trying to make a move here as we head along the straight. He's got the DRS, ERS and slipstream. Round the outside, then Hushrav's pretty much in the barrier there. It's going to be side by side into turn 1. Hushrav's run side 1. This could give the window open for the switchback, but Hushrav's just about shut the door on the Toro Rosso there. Good racing from both of these guys. I mean, throughout the course of the whole Grand Prix, they've been absolutely excellent. And you've got to give it to them. Excellent racing. Oh dear. That's never a good sign when your wheel falls off your stand. I'm not gonna lie to this. That might explain your incident. Is that what happened when you went for your detour into the gravel trap? But also to note, Samu very close behind Nick, so not all is lost for the Force India, and it's all closing up. These last couple of laps, we could see some major drama. We'll just get our sights ready on Yompa for the end of the Grand Prix when we can switch to him quite easily. So it's all to play for this podium on the final lap of the race. He's going to come out where? And don't forget, if you've got any questions for the podium interviews, do let me know, although we're not quite sure who's going to be finishing on the podium at this point right now. Can Nick make it past the Shrubby? Doesn't seem like he's going to be able to. Anyway, along the straight for the final time to start the final lap of the Grand Prix. Final lap of the race is into turn 1. Can we see a move here from Nick? Not quite, although he's locked up and he's going to run slightly wide. Can this give Sammy the window of opportunity? He needs to get past Nick. It doesn't quite look like it. And that's pretty much the final opportunity for an overtake around this track. And is that going to be... Is that the end of the race for these drivers? We'll have to wait and see. Yompa coming up towards Spoon Curve for the final time. But we'll get back down to this battle, as that is going to be decided relatively soon into the hairpin. Can we see a move from any of these drivers? Doesn't quite look like it. This gap's just slightly too big for us to see any action, but we're going to go up to Yompa because he's heading up towards the final turn for the final time this evening. No, we won't, because we'll go down to Hushrav. And Nick, not quite able to. We'll switch back to them before they get to 130. Oh, here comes the Yompa line, and out of the final turn for the final time this evening to take the checkered flag of Japan. And that is the winner. Spaghetti Chips has run very wide. Big oversit, and now Hushrav's next. Hushrav, oh, 5 seconds top time penalty for Spag and Chips. Hushrav blocking off Nick now. Samu's lost loads of time. Oh, he's got a puncture on the front left. Now then, will the time penalties come into play here? Across the line. Oh, and that's Nick crossing the line off the track. That's a 5 second time penalty, and Samu's going to finish 4th, even with the puncture. Wow. So, Nick, yeah, that 5 second time penalty has not been good for him. Now it's going to make him finish 5th. Now here comes Spudorina Seb into the final chicane. And out for the final time this evening to take 6th here and to bring the championship battle to the final race of the season. Here comes Prince Killer then into the final chicane. And following him will be Nicker, then Lewis to take the checkered flag for the last time around the final turn. It's going to be 7th. Now we have Nicker going through the chicane as well. So Samu, against all odds, with that puncture, Hushrav had, if it was half a second closer, if that puncture had come, if he'd just been able to get to the end of those tires, he may have even finished on the podium due to Hushrav's time penalty. But here comes Lewis then for the final time this evening, coming out of the final chicane to finish what has been an excellent Japanese Grand Prix. And that is Spag in the barrier. As you can see, lots of papaya orange bodywork flying out in front of him. What a race that was. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments down below. But it's going to be Yompa taking the top step today, followed by Spag and then Hushrav. So do let me know any questions you have in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Well-deserved win there from Yompa. He just had immense amounts of pace. Spag just couldn't quite find the pace to try and get past him. And Hushrav, he was quite far off, but he defended very well throughout the course of that race. Props to him and Nick, because they put on an excellent show earlier. So the finishing order is going to be Yompa, Spag, Hushrav, Samu, Nick, Scooter, Riss, Seb, Prince Killer, Nicker, and Lewis. The DNS being Crazy Crumpet, Worcester Bird, Brumadinho, Samster, and Hairy Blues. And I'll invite those top 3 to the party now. And then before they join, I'll have to nip to the toilet. So Yompa, don't know if he has a mic. Spag and Hushrav. Do I have Hushrav as a friend? Don't think I do. I'll be right back. Alright, hello?
Hello?
I've just got to invite Hushrav as well. But Yompa, what a race that was for you. How did you feel it went? Yeah. Yeah, you had a lot of pace. And
well.
just managed to hold everyone behind you, really. And
Yeah.
then we'll move on to Spag. How's that race for you?
Oh, I'm just happy to say that I kept up for 90% of the race with an AOR F2 driver. Jeez, and I saw the all like the posts of AOIF2, and I was just like, right, I am not coming first because the jumper's pace around here is ridiculous. And I was just like, I'll settle with second. I got second, and mathematically, I'm still in the title fight. So I'm happy with the result.
Then finally, Hershrav, you did a lot of defending that race. Props to you and Nick. That was an excellent battle. How do you feel about that race then? Yeah.
Uh,
Is there anything else you guys want to say?
um,
I'm so annoyed
I
I'm missing next week actually because that's when the
shall I tell you
title's
what
going
I'm
to be
annoyed
decided.
about? My bloody stop and go.
Mm.
It's so like. Pardon? Have you got ABS on or off? You look up into the pit lane because you have to turn and lock up. And it's either locking up and getting a 5-second stop go, or you get front wing damage. Yeah, so.
Anyway, I think we can end that there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the race, and I won't see you next time. So do enjoy the final. I might see you if it gets cancelled. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy that, and I will see you potentially next time. Goodbye.